Today I'm going to share with you why you're not getting any of the results that you want in your life. Let's go. Alright, so if there's one thing that I've really noticed with myself and almost every single person that I work with, it's that we fall off track really quickly. Whether you're trying to make changes with your health or whether you're trying to make changes just with your daily routine, I've noticed that people start out really gung-ho and you get really excited and you do a bunch of things, and people last about a day doing something. They go to sleep, and when you awaken, it's like a reset button has happened. And when you wake up the next morning and then you go throughout your day and you're like, oh man, why do I feel so blah? I thought I was going to make this change. And then at the end of the day, you're like, oh yeah, I was going to do that workout this morning. Oh, I totally forgot. I just woke up, did the same thing I've always done. Just the routine thing that has been ingrained in your mind for however many years you've been doing it. So what happens when you keep doing this? Well, when you go to bed at night, you're like me and your brain resets, I have to have everything written out. Or maybe you're somebody who does something for a week and you're like, yeah, this feels awesome. Then you feel really good and then you stop doing the thing. And then you slowly start to feel terrible again. All the old feelings and routines come back in. And then you're like, oh wait, I was doing something and it was really good, but then you fell out of doing it. You forgot to keep doing it and everything resets again. Or maybe you're somebody that does something for a month, 2 months, 3 months, maybe even 6 months, maybe even a year rotation. And then you go right back to doing everything you were doing the bad way before. Maybe it's not necessarily the bad way, but the less effective way. For example, when I started incorporating a morning system, a morning routine into my day, things got better. I had more energy. At the end of the day, after doing yoga and Pilates in the morning, I didn't feel stiff and sore at the end of the day. And the big trick in keeping consistent with these things, uh-oh, it's raining. Oh well. The big trick is reminding yourself of the things that you want to do so that you don't forget every single day. Because for some reason, I think everybody on the planet has got a really bad memory. How's your memory? I used to think I had a really good memory, and then for a long time I was like, oh, I have a really terrible memory. But the fact is, sometimes we go in and out of remembering things and not remembering things depending on how important it is to us, depending on how many times we've done something. So here's the trick. Now it's not getting all rained on. If you want to remember to do the things that you want to do the next day, you have to consistently keep reminding yourself. For a while, I was using Post-it notes in my office, Post-it notes in my bathroom, Post-it notes on the mirror when I would wake up and look in the bathroom, of all the things that I knew were just going to go while I slept, and I'd wake up and go into the same autopilot routine. I would write down the things that I really wanted to do. So, for me, I just grabbed like a little card like this. And I wrote down some of the things that are important to me right now to keep focusing on. Because I've noticed when these things fall away, I don't feel so great. My energy drops, my focus drops, I'm less productive, I don't feel happy as much. These are my things. You can choose your own, but I'll share with you mine. Number 1, drink water first. So often I find myself snacking on something when really I was never hungry in the first place, but I was more thirsty. You would think my body would know the difference between hungry and thirsty by now, but hey, do what you gotta do. So my first thing is always drink water first. Stay hydrated. This helps with memory, this helps with focus, this helps with muscles. If your muscles are going stiff, hydration goes a really long way. Drink good water too. But yeah, always drink water first. I find if I drink water first and then wait a half an hour, I'll find out if I was actually hungry or not. Because I don't want to waste time snacking when I really don't need to be. Instead, I could just be drinking water and having fun. Number 2 is breathe deep and meditate. When I started incorporating deep breathing into my life, holy mackerel, I couldn't believe the energetic shifts that would happen with me. My little girl's playing over there. So I would do guided breath work, and when I'd breathe really, really deep, I would have these shifts in my body, and I would feel pins and needles and all kinds of tinglies, and I'd see different colors and stuff like that in my head and my mind, and all these energetic shifts would take place, and I felt so good after. And my breathing improved overall too, because I've had issues with asthma in the past, and I really don't want to be dealing with any kind of that. So breathing deep and meditating. And I say meditating as well because after a while I made deep breathing part of my daily routine. It just became absolutely natural. Like nothing could stop me from doing that. Meditation, on the other hand, I was doing every single morning, especially throughout my pregnancy with the little one here. Yeah, hey. But after I had her, I was a little extra tired in the morning, so my meditations kind of changed. Instead of doing a guided meditation in the morning, I was doing more of a personal meditation while lying in bed. I've realized now how important my morning guided meditations were. They were really keeping me on track with my goals, my vision, and I need to bring that back. So that's number 2, with the breathe deep and meditate. Very important for me. The other one is eat greens instead. Too often we can turn to sugary snacks when our energy is low. One sec. Is that better? So I was saying, too often I can turn to sugary snacks to keep my energy up throughout the day. And this can change my gut microbiome, and it's not healthy. It doesn't help with focus. It doesn't help with memory. It doesn't help with sleep. And it doesn't help with mood. So right now, with spring being here, it's so easy to get big bags of fresh greens, whether it's from your backyard with whatever is growing, or whether it's from a nearby farm, which is where I got my recent supply of greens, and I just eat them. There's so many different kinds of leafy greens, and I'm just eating those instead of any other kind of snack food. I just grab them and munch them. They're delicious. I make a big jar of homemade salad dressing, and anytime I'm hungry or snacky, it's like the fastest, easiest thing to eat, fastest thing to make. It's awesome. So I eat greens instead. That is the reminder I'm putting down, because once you write it down, it makes it easier to follow that. It's harder to disagree with something that you've written down than it is to something that is just a fleeting thought. So eat greens instead. That's number 3 for me. The next one is crank up the tunes when you feel low. This is a great reminder, because so often things, for me, when it gets too quiet, or I've spent so many hours working or in meditation, and I'm like, this is really good, but I'm on to the next task, like cleaning my house or making dinner, and I'm like, okay, I need an energy reset. You do your breath work, but then you put on some music that actually makes you change your mood, change your vibration. You get to choose your vibration. You get to choose the vibration that you are in. And you can do that with sound. Choose your music. Or, there's been great sound baths and stuff like that with those singing bowls and stuff. Those are fantastic too. But honestly, sometimes I just like some really upbeat music to make me dance while I'm cleaning my house or cooking dinner. So that's another one. Crank up the tunes when you feel low. Change your mood. And the other one is use your time map. So if you watch the other video that I made about time mapping, it's all about figuring out how long it actually takes to do different tasks and writing it down. 20 minutes to get ready, or 10 minutes to do this, 25 minutes to drive here, 1 hour to do the activity, 25 minutes to drive back. Actually time mapping the things you need to do puts it into perspective and puts it down on paper, so that you don't think about all the things you have to do all at once. Instead, you can just follow your map, doing the one thing at a time. It relieves pressure and stress off your mind, helps you focus, and gives you more of a peaceful, relaxed day. So use your time map. If you haven't watched the video on time mapping, go do that right after this. And the last thing I wrote down on my daily reminder card is that everything happens for me. So you might be thinking that sounds really selfish, but it's just a way of reminding myself, and you can remind yourself too, that life isn't happening to you. it's happening for you. Well, we don't want to eat that. So, oftentimes when things happen to us, the way we used to always think, we'd be like, oh no, everything's terrible. Oh, that person, they did this, or that company, they charged me this, and oh, it's a scam, and everything's horrible, and all this stuff. Everything happens to teach us something, to help us grow in some way or another. I don't want to eat that. Thank you. I'm trying to eat my daily reminders. You can look at them. So instead of feeling that, woe is me, everything happens to me, oh, I'm so sad, oh, life is so hard, everything's terrible. And that's not to say that nothing terrible ever happens, but in a way, everything still does happen for us in some way or another, in a roundabout way, even if it feels terrible in the moment. And it always brings me back to that story about the man in the village, and his son breaks his leg, and everybody in the village says, oh, how terrible, he's broken his leg. And the man says, is it though terrible? And the next day the army shows up to recruit all the young men for battle. But they don't take the boy with the broken leg. So you never know in the moment whether something is good or bad, because there is no good or bad in the long run. Just different twists and turns and experiences that we have. So remind yourself every day that your life is happening for you and not to you. Need some sunshine on your noggin? And life can happen for you and not to you. If you keep forgetting, you will keep driving in circles. So if you want to make it somewhere in life specific, get some direction, write it down, keep it in front of your face. Okay?